I'm just gonna take a couple breaths there, in and out. Just relaxing our body, coming into a restful position, settling onto the mat. Letting your day go thus far, whether it was a busy one or just a very quiet day, whatever it was, let everything go. Just breathe. Listen to your breath. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale all the way out. Breathe in. Breath out. Let's do a few more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in deep. Fill up the lungs, feel the expansion across the chest, and then exhale all the way out. Let's open our eyes, come back into our space. Let's take a couple of neck rolls. We're going to tuck our chin into our chest and just roll to one side. Just really gently stretching out the back of your neck, the sides of your neck. And switch sides whenever you're ready, going the opposite direction. And take a nice and slow move with your breath. Feeling any tightness or tension as you're doing this. And slowly start to make your way back to center with the head back between the shoulders. Nice job. Let's move right into our shoulders. A little work into our shoulders and our arms now. And take our shoulders up nice and high. Squeeze them all the way up to our ears, nice and tight. Good. Exhale, release all the way down your back. Let's take a breath in as we bring our shoulders all the way up to our ears. Squeeze. And then exhale, let your shoulders roll right down your back. Let's try one more time. Inhale, shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale all the way down. Good. And just roll the shoulders out, maybe shrug them up and down one at a time. Very nice. Let's take our arms out, tee them out side to side, fingertips to the left and the right. Good. Just stay here. Take a breath in. Full breath out. Just reach your fingertips out side to side. You can feel your biceps and your triceps. Just finding a little bit of strength in our arms right now. Good. We're going to start to take a little bit of circling in our arms. We're going to start to roll forward. Small circles around and around. Just a little movement for the arms. A little bit into the shoulders, not just yet, but more into the arms. Maybe a little bit more into the fingertips there too. Let's keep it rolling. Very good. Let's try the other side this time. So circling the opposite way. And just keep breathing. Maybe your circles get a little larger. Take one more breath in. Full breath out. Good. Release. Maybe your arms are feeling, you can feel a little bit of that heat cultivating in into your body, a little strength in there, maybe a little tiredness too, especially if this is your first movement of today and you're just starting to kind of get into some stretches here. And just kind of shake it out, shake your arms out a little bit. Good. Now we're going to do a little bit more into the shoulders this time. So still in that circular motion, but we're going to bring our hands onto our shoulders, the tops of our shoulders. We're just going to get right into our shoulders and we're going to circle them out. So before we were using our arms, but that wasn't really working right into our shoulders yet. So we're going to get right in there right now, circling and just drawing circles with our elbows. Good. Very nice. Do a few more here. You can take it as slow as you like, or you can go a little quicker, maybe not too quick. You're gonna want to get right into the shoulder, right into the rotator cuff there. Very nice and getting nice and deep. Let's switch sides. We're gonna draw our elbows the other way. Maybe larger movements, but slower in speed. And sitting nice and tall. So making sure that you're still have a nice long spine, a little lift out of the hips. Yeah, let's do a few more here. Just getting right into the shoulders here. Maybe even feeling a little bit into the shoulder blades. Nice job. Okay, and we'll just slow down our circles and release. Let's shake that out. Maybe a little bit of rolling in the shoulders, shrugging them out a little bit there. And let's get right into some stretches here along the spine, maybe a little bit in the hips. We're gonna bring our right hand onto our left knee. Left arm is gonna go up and over. Now you can keep your gaze just looking towards me, to your tablet or screen there, or you can start to gaze down towards your mat. Stretching that left arm up and over, palm facing down if that works for you. Belly in and up, long spine, sitting up nice and tall. Just a couple of breaths here, in and out. One more, big breath in. Full breath out. Good. Gently release your arms back to center. Let's try the other side. This time, left hand on right knee, right hand, right arm over top. Good. Again, just bring your gaze towards the screen or bring it down to the mat if that feels okay for you now. Belly in and up, sit up nice and tall. Good. Soft breaths in and out. Breathe. Keep that breath flowing. Don't hold your breath. Good. Gently release. Come back to center. Maybe a little shake of your arms and your hands. Very nice. Let's come into a little bit of stretch with our hips still. So sitting up nice and tall, we're gonna just fold over all the way down to the ground, the mat in front of you, and let your head go. Soften behind the neck. Just a couple breaths here as well. Releasing in the spine, hinging forward a bit more. Start to plant your hands back down onto the ground or the mat and walk your hands forward back to yourself and come all the way back up. Good. We're gonna extend our legs forward this time, and I'm just going to go to the other side so that you can see. So extending the legs right to the top of your mat. And you can still be sitting on your towel. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't work for you, and that's okay. We're just gonna bring our arms all the way up. Breathe in. And then exhale, hinge and fold at the hip creases and start to grab for your feet, ankles, maybe the back of the knees. It's coming all the way down as far as your body will allow you today. Soften in the neck, let your head go. Good. Take one more big breath in. Exhale all the way out. Good. Tuck your chin in and rise all the way back up. Nice job. Let's draw our right knee into towards us. We're gonna cross that right foot over the left leg, coming into a little bit of twist. Using your left elbow, we're just going to wrap it around the right knee and twist over to the right. Right hand behind you as you gaze over to the right side of your mat. Left toes, see if you can flex them in just slightly so that the left leg can ground down onto the mat. Good, nice, tall, long spine lifting out of the hips. Not trying to force anything here. Allow the breath to move you. And if you're just staying here in that same position, it's okay. Still coming into that nice, gentle twist. Uh, Carefully unravel, unwind back to center. Good. Take that right foot out and then just extend it out. And we'll try the other side, drawing the left foot in this time, crossing it over. And same thing on this side. You're set up nice and tall. And then just wrap that right elbow right over and left hand behind you this time, flexing the right toes towards you this time as you ground down the left leg. Breathe in and out. Take a couple more breaths here as you sit up nice and tall, finding the long spine. Exhale, you twist a little bit more if you have the space, or stay exactly where you are. Maybe even finding a little bit more length. Good. Gently come back to center, release. Very nice. Let's take our left leg, extend it out, and we're going to bring our right foot to the inside of our left leg. Good. So bent knee on the right side. And we're just going to fold over that right leg. Couple breaths here. Flexing the left toes towards you, up and over the hips, rounding in the neck and the upper spine as you release down. In through the nose. And exhale all the way out. Breathe in. And breath out. Tuck your chin into your chest and come all the way back up. Shoulders over the hips. Trying the other side this time, extending the right leg out, bending into the left knee, placing the sole of your left foot to the inside of the right leg. Good. Sit up nice and tall. And then start to fold over that right leg, flexing the right toes towards you, grounding that right leg down as you fold over the right leg. Get heavy into the head, soften behind the neck, release. Connect with your breath again. Couple more. Good. Tuck your chin into your chest and rise all the way back up. Good job. All right. We're going to go for a wide-legged um, seated position here. So bring our legs out side to side, maybe outside of your mat. Maybe it comes right to the edges of the mat, but making a V shape. Toes are flexing towards you. Ground down the legs as much as you can, or maybe even a little micro bend to the knees if you need to. Now you can sit up nice and tall here. This is a great stretch, seated upright. You can even grab for the backs of your thighs right onto the hamstrings or behind the knees. Or if you'd like to fold, you can start to hinge right at the hips and maybe grab for the toes or the sides of the feet, the ankles, and you can hinge and fold here. Just make sure you still have a nice long back as you fold down. Belly in and up. Feeling a little bit of stretch in the back of your legs. You're gonna take another breath in. Exhale all the way out. Nice job, everybody. All right, let's come into a seated butterfly pose. So bend up at the knees, bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees open wide. And before we fold down over our legs, which will feel super nice here, we're gonna sit up nice and tall. Good. Grab for the ankles, grab for the toes, either one, and just start to find a nice long spine. You can hinge and fold a bit, but make sure you have that nice long spine. Stretch it out. Look forward or to the top of your mat and just stretch this out. Maybe a little opening in the chest. Breathe in. Breath out. One more. Inhale. And on your exhale, fold all the way down. Let everything round in the upper neck, shoulders, head, relax. Hands down in front of you or right at the toes. You can still grab for them. Let go and just release towards your legs. And if it's not all the way, it's okay. Wherever it is that you can, just listen to your body. Just a few breaths here. One more breath in. Full breath out. Good. Tuck your chin into your chest. Slowly roll all the way back up. Good. With your hands to the sides of the outsides of your knees, close your knees up like a book. Very good. And we're going to come onto hands and knees now. So this is the portion of the class I was talking about earlier, that we will be getting onto our hands and knees. Now, if you're not comfortable on your knees there, you have a little bit of sensitivity, a couple of options here. You can grab for your towel and fold it up generously so that you have some nice cushioning. You can do it seated, which I will demonstrate as well and give you some options there. You can also do this on a chair, just like we did in the previous classes, the previous class that we did the chair practice in. So your choice and see what works for you. And I'll try my best to give you as many options, but I'm going to demonstrate with cushioning the knees first. Hands in front of you, stacking the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Now, this is really important. This is how we can make sure that everything is in line and everything will be safe in our body when we're on all fours. Now, you want to make sure that your hands, your fingers especially, are spread nice and wide. And in your hands, you want to press right into those fleshy bits, the fleshy bit between the index finger and thumb, the knuckles, the fingertips. So we're keeping the pressure off the wrist. And just get some nice movement going here, maybe a little sway in the hips, a little circling of the hips as well. And see how that feels. We're going to start to draw our belly in towards the spine, creating that nice flat back. Just anything that just feels nice and natural to you, bring it on. And if you're doing this on chair, same thing goes in a chair, circling the hips out or seated on your mat. Anything that feels good. You can even bring your hands up if you are seated. Good. We're going to do some cat-cow now. Taking that big breath in, we're going to start to drop the belly, lift the chest, gaze forward. Good. Open the heart up towards the front of your mat, towards the front of your room. Good. Exhale, we're going to lift our belly back up, doming our spine, pushing the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Press your mat away from you. Let your head go. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale all the way down. And let's keep this movement going. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do a few here, maybe 4 or 5 rounds of your cat-cow. Now, if you're seated or on a chair, you can bring your hands on your lap. You can also do the same thing. Inhale as you lift your chest up towards the sky, belly pulls forward. Exhale, rounding the spine, belly comes back in, and the head releases down. Chin tucks just slightly. That's wherever you are, keep that movement going in your spine with your breath. Making the movements a little bigger too, just so that you can get right into the low back, right between the shoulder blades, letting the neck go even further. Let's do 2 more cycles here. Breathe in, breath out. Good. Very nice. That was super good there. All right, we're going to keep our hands exactly where they are, and we're going to extend the right leg back behind us. Good. Toes can graze the mat first, or you can keep them there. Just a nice little stretch out. Good. Now, if you like a little bit more, you can start to hover the right foot off the mat just for a second. Maybe it comes up a little further so it comes in line with the spine. Good. Keep it there wherever you are with your leg. If you're in a chair or seated, you can extend it forward in front of you. And the left leg can be just pressing onto the ground or bent. If you're right back onto your mat seated. Good. Take another breath in. Exhale, pull that right leg back into tabletop or seated, cross your legs, or the leg back in on your chair. Let's try the other side, keeping your hands where they are. Extend the left leg out this time. Toes can stay on the mat. All right, pressing into the mat there. Or you can start to hover the foot off, maybe an inch or 2. Or you can start to work your way up to the leg in line with the spine. Kick that heel out or point the toes, find a little activation. Keep the belly lifted in and up. Take a couple of breaths here. Lengthen out in your leg. Stretch out the leg muscles right into the ankle, right towards the heel. Breathe in. Breath out. Good. Gently pull that left knee back to center. Really, really nice. Good for you. All right. So now we're going to come into a different pose here. We're going to extend our right leg out to the side. So we had it back behind us before. We're going to extend it to the side, and it's going to come off onto the floor, off your mat there. Turn the toes out slightly so that we're lining up the hip to the knee to the ankle joint. We're going to start to walk our hands towards us, making sure that left knee is still cushioned. It feels okay. Good. Now, if you're in chair, you can extend the leg out to the side of the floor and have that nice strong leg right beside you. If you're on the mat, you can just have it right at the side. Leg is grounded onto the mat. You can bring your right arm down, left arm goes up and over. Just a nice little stretch here. Just a couple of breaths here as you open up that space in the left side of your body, reaching the left arm up and over as you perhaps maybe the right hand slides down a little bit more in the right leg. Good. Gently come back to center. Really, really good. Now, keeping that leg right there, we're just going to bring our hands back down onto the mat. Very good. Right into our tabletop hands. Good. So spreading those fingers nice and wide again. We're just going to start to bring a little movement to this pose here with the leg extended out straight. We're going to bring our right arm all the way up towards the ceiling or as far as you can. Bring a little bit of space across the chest. And then on your exhale, we're going to thread that right arm through right under our left shoulder. Good. Very nice. Now we're going to bring it back out. Breathe in. Exhale, thread it right under the left shoulder. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale all the way down. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. You can do the same thing in your chair with the right leg extended out to the side or on the mat seated as you thread it right under and you bring the left hand to your left knee and thread right under your left shoulder. Good. I said one more time, but we did a few more times there, which is okay. Good. And we'll just slowly bring that right hand back onto the mat. Good. And then slide that right leg back in towards you. Really good. Let's try the other side this time. So this time we're going to extend the left leg out to the side. I hope everybody can see, but probably can't at that angle. So I'm going to do it this way here. So my knees are back onto the cushioned area, extending the left leg out, kicking the toes out just slightly. Good. Strong, straight leg. We're going to walk our hands back towards us, coming all the way up, shoulders over the hips. Left arm comes down, left leg this time. Right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Exhale over to the left, palm facing down. Very good. Reach it up and over. Maybe that left hand slides down a bit more. Good. Take those breaths in. And full breath out. Press into that left foot, right into your floor, right onto the mat if you have it this way. Good, and come back to center. Hands back down onto the mat, just like in tabletop. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And we're gonna get right back into threading the needle. So pressing into that right hand, keeping the shoulder over the wrist. And bring that left hand all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, thread it right under. Inhale up. Exhale all the way under. Breathe in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's do 2 more times. Breathe, big breath in. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, last time. Exhale. Empty out your lungs. Pull it back up. Reach it, stretch it, and then bring that left hand back down onto the mat. Really, really nice job. Slowly start to slide that left leg back in towards you. Really good. All right. Let's do one more pose on our knees if you're okay with it. If you need a little break, please just maybe fold over or lie back for just a second. Take your time and maybe come back in when you're ready. I know we've been on the knees for a bit there, so just bear with me, and we're just going to come into one more pose if it works for you. If it doesn't, you can always come back to this anytime when you want to come, when you're ready for it. So on our hands and knees, we're going to start to slide our right leg all the way up to the top, maybe heel toe it up to the front of the mat. Good. We're coming into a low lunge here. Now from here, you can either have your fingertips, hands onto the mat, framing the right foot. You can have it on blocks if you have a couple of blocks, or even just one block, you can have it, the hands right in front like this, okay? Or you can have it right on top of your right thigh, interlace, stand up nice and, well, I should say lunge up nice and tall. Or last option, arms come all the way up, fingertips up towards the sky. Oh, this is a low lunge here. Keeping that left knee cushioned up as much as you need to. Maybe even curl up the left toes, taking off a lot of the weight from your knee. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths as we get right into that right hip flexor and keeping a nice opening in our left hip flexor. And keeping our hips as square to the front of the mat as we can. Belly, again, nice and strong. In and up, slightly engaged towards you. Couple of breaths. Breathe in. Breath out. One more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good job. Awesome work, everyone. And then just fold over your right foot, wherever your hands were. And we're just going to slowly heel toe that right foot back behind us, back in onto the cushioning or your mat. Good. Now we're going to do the other side this time. So taking your time, bring that left knee all the way up, the left leg up. Bring a bend to the knee. Keeping your hands exactly framing the left foot this time, or onto blocks, or interlaced on top of the left thigh, or arms all the way up. Good. Tucking those right toes in if that feels good. And sometimes that does, because it takes the weight off the knees a little bit more. Belly here is tucked in and up, finding that engagement. Long spine, a little hip lift out of the hips. Again, couple breaths here. We're not going to stay here too long. Just getting right into our hips there, right into the hip flexor, and maybe lunge a little bit more, keeping that knee, the left knee over the left ankle. Last one, breathe in. Breath out. Good. Wherever your arms were, just bring them down if they're not already down onto the mat. Press into your mat and start to heel toe your left foot back out, slide it back under you, tabletop. Really nice job. All right, let's come into a quick child's pose. So big toes to touch, take your knees out as wide as you like. If you like the cushioning, keep it there. But for child's pose, I like my cushioning out of the way so I can get my shins right onto the mat. So take your knees out as wide as you like and then start to walk your hands down onto the mat. Relax into your child's pose. Head comes down if it's available to you, or you can bend up at the elbows, stack your hands, place your forehead on top of your hands. Relax the hips down towards your heels. They don't have to touch. Just allow them to get heavy. Shoulders down and back. And stay for a few breaths here. And just allowing the body to soften. Coming back to your breath. And just allowing the body to relax a little bit more, to sink a little deeper towards that. And when you're ready, when your body's ready, start to plant your hands back down onto the mat. Press yourself back up. Good. Into your tabletop, but we're not going to stay here. Don't worry. We're going to start to come onto our belly. So just walking your knees out. You're starting to lower your body, your belly all the way down, making sure that you can see me here. I'm just going to scooch down. Good. Now let's just fold up, bend up at the elbows. Place your hands, stack them down, place your forehead back down, and just take a couple of breaths here. Bend up at the knees and just windshield wiper your feet side to side, giving your upper thighs a little massage here against the mat. That might feel really, really nice right now. Good. And slowly start to bring your feet back down about hip distance apart. We're going to bring our hands right under our shoulders. Just spread your fingers nice and wide as always, because then we got a nice gripping into the mat and we've got space between so that we can connect with the mat there. Peel the shoulders back, belly pulls in and out. We're gonna take a big breath in. We're gonna lift. Good. Into our cobra pose. Good. Feeling a little bit of a back bend here. And using our back muscles to keep us up a little bit longer. Breathe in. Exhale all the way down. Relax the legs. Good. Let's do this a few more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, lift. It could be even just a tiny lift, this much. Exhale all the way down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Good. Let's bring our forearms in front of us. Good. Elbows can walk in for a little deeper of a back bend. Then you're going to get a nice swoop in the low back. Or if this is a little bit too intense, you can always walk your elbows away from you, which lessens the intensity. It's still a very nice back bend. And wherever you are, just let your head go. Soften behind the neck. Relax the belly down towards the mat. We'll take a few breaths here. in your Sphinx pose. Two more breaths. One more. Inhale, exhale. Good. Start to lower your body all the way down towards the mat. We're going to bring our arms alongside us. Good. Palms facing down. Feet are still about hip distance apart. Start to take a breath in as we tuck our belly in and up, keeping that strong core, navel towards the spine. We're going to come into a pose called Locus Pose. We're going to take a breath in, another breath in as we lift our arms, lift our chest. Maybe the gaze goes up to the top of the mat. Now, if you like, you can stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you can lift your legs up as well. Good. Strong in the belly. Take a couple more breaths in. Inhale. Lift your chest. Exhale. Lift the legs if you have it. And unclench the toes. Make sure they're free and relaxed. Inhale one more time. Breathe in. Peel those shoulders back behind you. Exhale. Lift the legs up. And then slowly bring it all the way back down to the mat. Very nice. Hands come to the front. Stack them up. Place your forehead on top. Very good. Back to that windshield wiping with our legs. Bend up at the knees. Legs, feet go side to side as you massage out the tops of your legs. Good. And if you'd like, you can come into a little bit of a quadriceps stretch. You can extend the left leg out and then grab for your right foot with your right hand or the right ankle, whichever you can release, and then bring your forehead back to the left hand there. Just a nice little stretch here. If this works for you, if it doesn't, it's okay. You can just bend up the knees and just keep windshield wiping your feet side to side, or just relax in a reverse shavasana for a second there. Just another breath in or so. Just finding and observing how that right shoulder feels as you peel it open. Find the stretch to be extremely relaxing. Just letting your body go a little bit more as you kind of let your hand release right onto your foot or your ankle. And on the bottom of your last exhale, release. Let that right leg go back down nice and gently with control. Good. Bend up at the right elbow. Place your hand back down. And we're going to try the other side this time. Bending at the left knee and grabbing for the inside or the outside of your left foot. And just bringing your forehead back down to the back of your right hand this time. Allowing your body to slow down a little bit more here as we come down to these cool down poses. Still flowing with your breath, but allowing it to soften and come more back to more of a natural breath. A little softer, a little bit more organic. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Nice big breath in. And emptying of your lungs. Good. Slowly and gently release that left leg back down. Nice job. Let's place our hands right under our shoulders and press ourselves all the way up. Good. Now let's come all the way onto our back. Whenever you're ready, take your time. You might even want to do a little bit of cat-cows before you head down to the back. Just bring yourself gently. Good. Once you get onto your back, draw your knees into your chest, one at a time, maybe even keeping the space between the knees, or you can squeeze them together. Just make sure everything's feeling okay in your low back. So interlace on top of the shins, behind the legs. Just bring yourself a little bit of movement along the spine, along the hips, low back, massaging it out. Maybe even rocking front and back, hands onto the knees and circling your hips out. Good, really nice. Let's bring our feet back down onto the mat, maybe just even right onto our tippy toes. We're gonna lift our hips up and send our hips over to the left side of the mat. Bring your knees back up towards you, and we're just gonna let them fall over to the right side. They don't have to be perfectly stacked on top of each other, and just try your best. And we're just gonna bring our whole body over to the right side, stacking our hands and arms together. Good. You're just gonna gaze over to the right side. We're gonna come into a little bit of a little twist here, I guess you can say, or opening to our chest. We're gonna start to slide that left hand all the way up the right arm. Good. All the way up to the shoulder. And then we're gonna take it off and bring that left arm all the way over as much as you can, so that we're teed out. Nice. And then slowly bring that left arm back over. Slide it down that right arm so that the hands can meet back. Good. We're going to do this a couple more times. Sliding the left arm up the right arm and over to the other side. Open up the chest. Take a breath in. Exhale all the way out. Good. Bring that left hand back over. Slide it all the way back down the right arm. Hands over top of each other. Good. Awesome job there. All right, we're going to slowly start to come back to center. We're going to try the exact same thing, but on the other side this time. I'm just going to move my stuff out of the way. Good. Just drawing the knees in towards you, maybe even a little bit of movement before you get started. And bring your feet back down onto the mat, lifting your hips up, sending them over to the right side of the mat this time. Bring your knees back up and then turn over and let them fall over to the left side of the mat, stacking the knees if that works for you. They don't have to be perfect at all. And then just rolling over to the left side, stacking the hands together, arms over, and then starting to do the same movement, letting the right hand slide up the left arm and open up. Arms out side to side. And you can just stay here in this open twist in the midsection of your body as you open the chest, arms out side to side. And see how that feels. Whenever you're ready, bringing that right hand back over and sliding across the chest, over the left arm, and then letting the hands stack on top of each other again. Breathe in as we start the whole process all over. Open up. Do it as slow as you like to, getting right into those juicy parts, right into that little bit of a twist in our core, opening your chest up towards the sky, staying here for a little bit more as long as you like. Whenever you're ready, just bring those fingertips, right fingertips back over, sliding it back over, stacking the hands. We'll do it last time here. Open up. Taking a couple of breaths in that open position, in that little bit of a twist. And then back we go, fingertips back onto the chest, sliding all the way back down so that the hands can meet. And then coming back to center, rolling your body back to the center, spine right onto the mat. Very nice. Let's open up our knees out to the side, feet to touch. Recline, butterfly pose, arms can settle right alongside you, or you can have one hand at the heart, one hand on the belly. Breathe in. Soften the low belly, inner thighs, knees go a little heavier. Head settles back onto the mat. As we start to come down to our final pose of tonight's practice. Right into Shavasana. You can stay in this reclined butterfly pose, or you can start to extend your legs out onto the mat. Arms alongside you, relaxing your body right onto the mat, shoulders down, head goes heavy as always, coming back to your breath. Letting your body just sink a little deeper in your Shavasana, wherever it might be for you. It could be lying down in your recline, butterfly pose, seated upright, just finding heaviness wherever. We're going to take 5 deep breaths together. Breathe in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Big breath in. Fill up the lungs. And slowly empty out the lungs. Good. Last one. Take that big breath in. All the way into the base of your belly. And then open up your lips. Sigh it all out. Release, let go. And just come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Soft, organic breath. Start to open your eyes if you had them closed. Come back into your space. And when you're ready, coming up to a seated position, moving gently and carefully. When you're ready. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this evening, for moving with me, for being present in this moment. Have yourself a wonderful night. Namaste.